one of these? Had you bought some stuff
Oh,
for the golf course? Okay.
no, not really for the golf course.
Oh,
I'll keep it.
okay.
Lonnie, I told Lonnie he needs to put in some mileage for making
Oh, to go with the,
trips.
okay, to Beersford.
Yeah.
I know, I,
And Lance?
Where to go?
I don't think Darlene did.
yeah, I did.
We did?
Man.
Dan.
And he's here, he's just downstairs.
Dan's coming?
He's here.
downstairs.
Okay.
Sam? There won't be an attorney's day today.
See what
New ones, two of us, right?
No, we're just been healthy since November, and I think he can't get rid of his cough. Thought he had pneumonia last week, and he doesn't. It's just like, yeah, I honestly think he had influenza and didn't go to the doctor, because he ran a fever for a few days. And then, and so he's been on 4 antibiotics.
Sit down.
It is, yes.
Did you get my email today about the batteries?
I did.
Okay,
I have a remote control and brand new battery in it.
awesome.
I'm gonna
Thank
take
you.
it to her afterwards.
Thank you.
Pat, did you get the cart for your family? The trailer or carrying?
No,
You did.
it had flat, one blown out tire and one flat tire.
Yeah. I better get it home, I guess.
So, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, I should have told you that.
I haven't seen it for a year. so,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, we got 6 o'clock, let's get started. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, approve agenda, now I inadvertently made the error, I got 2 number 5s. So the first number 5, let's go with 5A, and the second one we'll go with 5B. So everything else should look good if we get approved the agenda.
I'd make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Do you have any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public input.
I have public input.
Okay, let's try to hold it down a couple minutes tonight, please.
Well, it'll take what it takes. So, first, I presume you got my letter of objection to the variance. There will be a appeal of that decision. The vote for the community building, I recommend no. It needs to go to a public vote. These are the people that are going to be footing the bill for the balance of whatever it costs, as well as the upkeep. The people have a right to do that, so I'm asking that the council puts it to a public vote. And in light of some of the things that were going on, I'm questioning whether or not Finance Officer Pat Jurens should be on administrative leave, so there can be no suggestion of impropriety. That's everything I have.
Okay, thank you. Any other public input? Okay. Approve architectural agreement, co-op architecture. Motion to approve A1A document B101 agreement with co-op architecture to allow Mayor Glass to sign agreement.
So, last week, or a couple weeks ago, the blueprints were finished, the drawings were finished, and the necessary paperwork for putting it out to bid was completed. And we had a conference call last week with the architects and the attorneys, both Sam and Tom, and Mayor Tom. And this, I just made one document of it because it is the one legal document with all the specs and plans, and it's down to what type of lighting, what type of appliances. I mean, it's very, very detailed. That particular document is 574 pages, and that will be provided to the bidders. The first agreement that is listed there is the architect's agreement to be the overseer, the liaison for the general contractor. And so that is that document, and both Sam and Tom have reviewed it, and it is a standard contract agreement. And they gave their blessing on that particular one. And then also, the other document that was listed, which is item, it's down number 7. I have a copy of that as well. What I have right now is a sample, because once the bids are obtained and completed, then the necessary information will be filled in. But Sam and Tom have reviewed that document as well. But I did print one copy of everything out so that you can see it. It is on the Dropbox, and I apologize if some of you could not get in and look at that. I can, share the document with you as well.
Sure.
But I will keep this in-house, so if you want to look at it and further review it. That's what these documents are, is standard architecture agreements for this next process.
Agenda item 5A and 7 are that's that B101, A101 that you mentioned.
Yes.
There was just a minor difference between the two.
Right, the A101 allows after the bids are opened and a bidder is selected, it allows co-op architecture to check the validity of the bidders, the awarded, and then make their recommendation to the council for who should receive the bid. And then on our March 2nd meeting, it will be formally made a motion by you guys to accept the bid.
So what is that big 500 and some page document called? Is that
It is the A1A. It has several parts to it. It's an A1A 701, an A1A 201, and then it's got all of the plans and specs.
Okay.
Notice that these both have 101 in them, so these are just the contract. Those things, I mean, it's got every single light switch, every single plug-in laid out. I mean, it's a lot of technical stuff.
But it's pretty much a standard.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
any big
I read through
building.
the whole thing, and, yeah.
Do they think this is a good time to be letting bids?
Yes, they are. The old rule of thumb used to be that contractors would be the most hungry this time of year, because they had just coming off of their winter month and they're ready to gear up for spring. What Kyle, the lead architect at Co-op, told us, the last meeting we had with him was that anymore with technology and how they can do construction, you can let bids any time of the year. But he did feel that this would be a good time to release it. So, and they use the methods of releasing the bid. They have a listserv, similar to how we have a listserv for the finance officers. And it basically goes out to anyone who does contracting work. It could be in Nebraska, it could be in Iowa, it could be in South Dakota, and then they would have to decide if they want to take this bid on. And then, so your generals, it's broken down to generals, and then it's broken down to the subs. So if you're an electrician, or if you're a plumber, or if you're a site work person, so you can bid just that sub portion as well. And that's another reason why these specs are so long, is because it is broken down, like you said, to every piece of kitchen equipment, the model, the dimensions, all of that is listed.
So the overall purpose of this is just to open up the bid process.
Correct. Open up the bid process to approve our agreement with Co-op for this next section, to approve the plans and specs, and to approve advertising for the bid. And then, because of the time frame and when the bid date is set, allowing Co-op Architecture to use that week of February 21st through the 28th to check the validity of the bidders. And then they'll make their suggestion and then come back to the council, and then the council will formally.
They'll do that at the end of February.
The architects will take that last week to do that, yes. So the calendar that we're working under is that tonight you will do the formal approvals. The first publication will go out on February 6th. And it's also, like I said, on the listserv, so people can start gathering the information. We'll be having a pre-bid meeting at the library on February 11th at 2 o'clock. This is basically a question and answer period. The architects will be here. They'll have full-blown plans. Questions, if any potential bidder has questions about a specific part, they can visit with the architects. They can also go visit the site. That's why we did it at the library. So if they want to go across the street and walk the site, get an idea, they can do that. Then the second publication will be on February 13th. The bid opening will be February 20th here at City Hall at 2 o'clock. And then the architects will take that last week of February, the 21st through the 28th, to review the bids and the bidders. And then you will formally approve on March 3rd.
Is February 20th a special meeting, or just with the architects opening the bids?
You know, that is a good question. I will have to ask. I will ask on that. But it is set to be 2 o'clock, so I'm not sure if full council would need to be.
Thank you.
Well, if that's it, I'll make a motion to approve the is it AIA?
AIA.
I'll make a motion to approve the AIA document B101 agreement with Co-op Architecture and allow Mayor Glass to sign the agreement.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Community center plans and specs. Motion to approve plans and specifications for proposed community center as presented. And I think you all have
So is this what the outside's gonna look like, or that's still gonna change?
Nope, that
That's
is
it.
the outside. And I should probably provide this information to you as well. All along when we've been doing this planning for this last year, we've estimated that the project would probably cost about $3.2 million. And when we take into consideration all the fine tuning that we have done over this last 6 months, as far as picking out the flooring and picking out the layout of the kitchen and wall coverings and that kind of stuff, it's right at that 3.2 million. So, currently, large or confirmed donations, we have 2.9 million. And from local, individual contributors, we have 95,000, almost 96,000. So according to my estimate, we're right about 300,000 left to place.
If we don't hit that mark, are we taking out a loan?
We're gonna be doing another fundraising, campaign now that we actually have a finished drawing. We have businesses left to talk to that are not in the large contributor amounts yet. So I feel we still get contributions every day. We usually get an envelope or two of money still coming in. So I think if we do another mailer and we start showing some more progress as far as where we are with it, I think we're okay. And some of these are multi-year pledges, so we do have an avenue to have some funds available when we're in those alternate years when pledges aren't coming, or when they're pledged, but the money is not yet received.
So again, I guess Melissa's question was, what if? So let's say we come up $100,000 short. I mean, that's still another couple $100,000 coming in, then we would probably do a loan.
Well, the city has already taken out a loan for 460, which it's actually 500, but the 40 of it is going to pay off the golf course.
Oh,
So we currently have, that's what's left to pay on the golf course. So, I don't think that would be an option. That number that I quoted you with the 3.2 million, also contains our soft items, the furniture, the things to put in the community center, so I would assume that would be an area maybe we could make some trimming if need be.
Do you know how much just the soft items are?
Yes, we have estimated that. They estimate the soft items to be 10% of the project. So at that,
300K.
235,000. So that would be tables, chairs, just any of that accessory type stuff. So. And the contractors also have a 10% contingency, so that too is 235,000. So that's to have a little set aside in case something happens that we're not planning on, or so. I feel we have good numbers. I also feel that, as everyone has told me, that architects tend to go high, so they look better. And then when the bids actually come in, they're usually less. So I can't say February 20th is gonna be a nerve-wracking day, but that's just, we'll have a better idea where we are after that date.
So say that those bids come in and they're not where we need them to be, then we just,
They can be rejected. Yep. And if we have to rebid, if we have to redesign and rebid, then we can do that. Yep, that is definitely an option.
I will make a motion to approve the plans and specifications of the proposed community center as presented.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, I have some discussion on this. I would like to say I'm in support of this if the finance office and this council chambers are part of this. So hopefully they won't be changed when we get to the point. Right now, it looks to me like we've got 3 million votes to say that this is going to be a project that people want completed. As far as a vote of the citizens, I think it would probably be a good deal, but I think it's a waste of time and money, because I don't believe the astute citizens of our town are going to say no to $3 million of donated and pledged money. I want the gals that work in the finance office to have a better place. They're cramped, it's small, everything is pushed up against the wall, and they're really not it's not a very conducive situation. Council room here, we need a room that's soundproof, more soundproof. We need a room that's adjacent or across the hall from the finance office like it is here, so that these people don't have to be hauling a bunch of stuff every time they go to a meeting. There's probably 5 months of the year from 8 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock in the morning by 4 days a week. The way the golf schedule is now, we probably have 2 to 3, possibly 4 golfers that would come, and we can save $120 a week for 5 months by having the people in the finance office take in those 2 or 3 or 4 green fees on those mornings. And for those reasons, I guess I'm in support of this, and I'm thinking it's a good idea.
Thank you, David.
I agree with what Dave said. If you look at page A8-1, it shows the offices, it also shows the conference room, and it shows the fitness room. Those 3 things were discussed.
Which one are you in?
It's the only one that has an A8-1. Yeah, I don't know which one it's called. Yep, there you go. I guess my point is, this was the original drawing that we talked about at that meeting in the auditorium. After that meeting, there were a number of people that said, no, we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't do that, we shouldn't do this. However, we've already received, those of us that are fitness center members, we've already received letters, and in that letter, Jamie Shemp specifically states this fitness center. So the fitness center's got to be there, because people have been donating money thinking that the fitness center is going to be there. They've been donating money thinking that those offices are going to be there, and they've been donating money thinking that the conference room is going to be there. That's just the way it is. When we're at $3 million already, and we're looking at another 300,000, but I think she's right. I think that the architect purposefully, blows things up a little bit so that they do look a little bit better. Maybe it won't, but I don't see an issue where we won't receive what we need to build this. There already was a vote a long time ago, and it was asked of everybody, what they thought that should be done with the money that was, I guess, as a result of the sale of that location up by the senior or not senior center, there you go, thank you. So, I agree, I think it's time to pull the trigger.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Community center advertising, discussion, calendar of events, motion to authorize the bid for the community center and authorize the advertisement for 2 publications.
You already told us about the calendar of
Yeah, it'd
events,
be
right?
Correct.
6th and the 13th would be the advertising.
Well, I'll make a motion to authorize the bid for the community center and authorize the advertisement for 2 publications.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approve architecture or co-op architecture. Motion to approve A1A document, A101 agreement with co-op architecture and allow Glass to sign agreement.
I will make a motion to approve the AIA document A101 agreement with Co-op Architecture and allow Mayor Glass to sign the agreement.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Executive session if needed. Anyone need executive session? Okay. Motion to adjourn council.
So moved. I'll second David's motion.
Okay, David and Linus. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We're out at 7:24. 6:24, I'm sorry.
Sorry. All game about your granddaughter. There you go.
Well, that didn't take too long. Thank you, guys.
She is first grade. Cheer, you know, I think it's kind of she did it last year as kindergarten.
Yes, you may.
My good kid. That's a basketball game, but I don't go to them unless my granddaughter is performing.
George had it ready almost when I left. There you go, close.
No, cheer.
I'm good, how are you?
I think it's been cheerleading.
He's still not released from the doctor.
I'm liking the fact that seeing 20s and a little bit closer to 30 degrees.
He doesn't have a brace anymore, so he's doing yeah, but
Later on.
But you know, he can't lift, can't bend it too far, you know, so he's kind of limited, you
Yeah.
know, like
They loved
my
it.
grandson's car broke down, so somebody had to push it in the garage.
You ain't kidding.
I couldn't really do that, you know, can't really, but it's healing really good, so.
Sure you will.
I tell you, this
I
is-
did.
Right.
I've got 4
He's
of
had
them.
a horrible year. Surgery in September, so.
I don't want to quick. I don't want him too quick.
I don't see them
Oh,
very
they were on
often,
the
but they're
mend.
fine. Were they?
I hope so.
Yeah,
Well, I got
yeah.
It was gonna be